camera opens on a large, stony foyer. Great blazing torches light the space, and we see hundreds of thousands of colored stone tiles coming together on the floor in a beautiful mosaic, representing a large forge hammer emblazoned with a brilliant sun. Columns line the walls, and hand-polished marble benches can be found in each corner. The camera continues to pan, and in the center of the northern wall is a great stone door. 2 carved statues of dwarves on either side. The western statue is wearing armor and carries a hammer, its left hand and palm outstretched, as if ordering any who would approach it to halt. The eastern statue is clothed in robes, carrying a scroll. Like the other, its hand and palm are outstretched, though its palm lays flat, as if it's offering a hand in friendship. Carved into the center of the door is the great seal of Mountainheart. A sturdy shield enclosed in a circle of ancient dwarven runes. The shield decorated with an elaborate mountainous landscape, and the same hammer made from mosaic tiles on the floor, the symbol of Ulfrid, the Dawn Hammer, appears again on the shield, situated perfectly in the center, just beneath the mountains. Standing near the stone door is a small group of dwarves. 4 of them dressed in the same outfit depicted on the western statue, bronze plate that glistens in the torchlight. A large shield strapped to each of their backs. The other dwarves are dressed differently. Some wear robes more closely matching the eastern statue, but a few appear to be wearing merchants' clothes and others in general travelers' clothes. As the camera crops closer, we hear one of the warriors say, "I don't like it. This is the 5th council meeting in as many days. Something is going on." "Well, of course something is going on, Dirter," says another warrior. "The king has finally gotten tired of looking at that thing you call a face and is trying to figure out how to fix it. They'll probably have to send him down to the Kestrel Academy and have some fancy wizard take a look at you. That is, if he doesn't die of shock after seeing it first." Adds a dwarf in merchant's clothes. Quiet laughter ensues from the group. Dirter, the first one who spoke, even cracks a smile before resetting his stony face. "I'm telling you, this is different. I was on guard with the king this morning. This was the first time in 3 weeks he's even allowed us in the chamber during his appointments. I overheard him talking to Nali. He seemed off. Normally he'll at least engage in some small talk with me or the others while he awaits his next appointment, but he was just silent. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit." The merchant speaks again. "Well, wasn't it like this when we fought the giant clans? That had to be just as serious." Second warrior chimes in. "No, not like this, Val, sir. You were just a child then, but I don't remember this many meetings of the councils surrounding the giant wars. That was more like herding cattle than anything else. Dirter is right. This is different." "It was a bit more than just herding cattle, my friend. But I understand your meaning. I too agree. Something feels different this time around. It is odd for the king to act so, well, distant. These decisions do not fall solely upon his shoulders. He needs to take the advice of his councils." Valsur, the merchant, drops his voice to a whisper as he looks around the circle. Do you think the whispers are true then? That they'll keep us out of the war? Close the city from within?" "No way. Those are silly rumors," Dirter says quickly. "The king would never do such a thing. We are born warriors. We weren't bred to sit out of a battle. That goes against our very nature." Another in robes chimes in. "But if it were to happen here, to the same that happened to Storatown, maybe staying out of it is best after all." Dirter whirls around at him. "I can't believe you'd say that, Nalbir. We can't abandon the Vale to the death and destruction. It is our duty, our birthright. Our forge lights the fire of this land, and to hide it away would be a death sentence to all those outside its light. You must know this to be true. Nalbir nods solemnly. I do not disagree with you, my friend. But that is why we must survive, no matter the cost to others. The elves of Greyforge are strong, as are those who live to the south. But if we were to fall, then this land would be doomed, no matter what other evils may come. But as long as the heart of the mountain beats, hope remains in the Vale. At that moment, the great door that they all surround opens slightly, and another dwarf steps out. He whispers something to Nalbir, then hurries off down the corridor and out of sight. Apparently the king wants to meet with Orhart and his brothers as soon as they arrive. Bluefist has just been sent to find them at the gate, said Nalbir in a soft tone. I didn't realize they weren't in the city. The king sent them out over a month ago. Where they went or what their purpose was remains a mystery, but if it's true, it was serious. Who's Orhart? One of the best warriors and scouts in the kingdoms. You'll find no better dwarves than the Orhart clan. I fought with them myself a few times. Their skill and cleverness is only matched by their honor. The king trusts them only for the most dangerous of tasks, and rightly so. There's a silence for a few moments, all pondering what sort of mission the king could have required of the Orhart clan. Balsar is the first to speak up. If we close the gate, where will everyone go? Surely the king wouldn't sacrifice everyone in the outer rings. There are some other parts of the city that our forebears created for times just as this. I myself haven't been there, but I heard the councillors talking about it a few days ago. Also, some parts of the lower mining district have not yet been fully explored or cultivated. In time, those could be converted to city spaces. Not ideal, of course, but... His words just trail off, not wanting to finish the thought. There'd be plenty of space inside when we deploy the armies, says Durter. A point I'm sure you'll find a way to mention to the king if he actually takes his meal tonight, says Nalbir, smiling a little. I'm honestly a bit surprised you haven't had yourself named general and just commanded the armies out yourself. Durter opens his mouth to reply when the sound of footsteps echo down the corridor. They all turn and see 5 dwarves in mud-stained traveling clothes, covering leathered armor walking toward them, followed by the robed dwarf that Nalbir called Bluefist. Is this Orhart? Whispers Valsur, but in reply he hears Nalbir whisper, Oh gods, no, and Durter only curse under his breath. As the 5 dwarves draw near, we see that in addition to the mud, blood splatters their leathers, and weariness is draped over their faces. They nod their heads at Durter as they walk by and enter the throne room. What is it? What's wrong? Balsar asks nervously. Durter doesn't respond, but only looks at the door to the throne room, which is once again shut. Nalbir says softly, There were 9. Orhart and the Shadowback brothers. There were 9 of them when they departed. The implications of Nalbir's words and the missing brothers hang. The air begins to thicken with tension. The dwarves all shift their feet nervously. Then suddenly the doors open wide. Dwarves in armor and robes all walk out, moving quickly down the corridor. An older dwarf in merchant's clothes grabs Valsur by the arm and the 2 speed out of sight. Another elder appears and produces scrolls. Some of the dwarves in robes who had been listening nearby spring forward to take them. They read something on the top of the seal and then run out of sight. As the crowd begins to dissipate, Nalbir grabs the arm of the elder who had produced the scrolls and asks, Nali, what is it? What's happened? Has the army been tasked? Do we march to the salvation of the Vale? The elder dwarf looks at Nalbir and Durter gravely. You both must send word to the leaders of the lower districts and new expansions. Tell them to prepare for an influx of our own. Everyone in the high city has 72 hours to get below ground, lest they perish. The king has finally spoken. The gate will be shut. At that moment, a bell starts ringing, the cacophonous noise echoing throughout the cavern, and soon others join in response. Now Beer and Dirter stare at each other blankly for a moment as we watch a flood of emotions come over the warrior's dwarven face. First, shock, followed by anger, fear, finally dumbfounded confusion. The dwarves of Mountainheart, the fearsome warriors of the Phalanx, would not defend the Vale from the incoming threat of the primordial scourge, but cower beneath the mountain. This was unprecedented, unimaginable, unforgivable. And the scene fades to black. And then from that blackness begins to come into focus. Very dark, lit cavern. We see now from behind Anna in this dark stone corridor with about 6 inches of water at her feet. The sudden sound of deep-throated warriors calling out in unison, "Who?" hanging in the air. From Anna's perspective, we can see 4 dwarven figures, their shields linking together to create a barrier 20 feet across this tight corridor, and long spears extending outward, 10 feet in front of them, leveled in her direction. Behind them, we see what appears to be at least 2 more shadow-veiled figures, squat, dwarven, but in the low light, we're unable to make out if there are any more behind them. The rest of the party all hears the sudden halt of the previously heard rhythmic banging of spears on shields, as well as the deep-throated grunt of the dwarven warriors coming from the darkness in the tunnel ahead of you. And then this silence that hangs. For 2 of your party, however, the silence feels like much, much longer than a mere 6 seconds. Isabel and Xerxes, from somewhere deep, deep down in the darkest recesses of your mind, the sounds of incomprehensible whispers suddenly turn up the volume. Swirling around your mind in a sudden cacophony of static, I need the 2 of you to each make an insight check. For both of you, that static cacophony of whispers that's swirling around your mind suddenly silences. And you both come to the same conclusion. It was a mistake to come down here. The dwarves of Mountainheart obviously want to be left alone. It's best we leave these halls at once. We are not welcome here. And then we cut to Anna's turn. Connor did send me a recording. This is Connor's action.
Anna, with her action, pull out her badge of briarwood, which she's been carrying on her since the death of Sir Garen, his old badge. She'll show it to the dwarves and say, "Apologies for using the back door entrance, but we come in peace. We are emissaries, commissioned from the Lord Briarwood, hoping to establish diplomatic contact with Mountainheart. We will come in peace. We just ask that you please take us to your leader." And she will say all of that in Dwarven.
It was really nice for Roll20 to just add that echo. I don't know if anyone else had that, but you're in this sweet cavern, so totally makes sense that it would be echoing like that.
Totally intentional. Very much so.
Don't know why I did that, but you get the gist. She says that very loud. So those of you that can speak Dwarven would understand that she is trying to show the badge of Briarwood, tell them that you are emissaries, and that you will come in peace. Those of you that don't speak the language likely can pick up on her tone that she's being very she's not sounding aggressive. I think only Steven can see her pulling out the badge. Xerxes knows that she's kind of just out of his view.
We're not on the map, if that makes a difference, Michael.
Yeah, I will pull you over there. Run that.
What was the last word you said on the cutscene? Unforgivable? I had a dog barking, so I couldn't quite hear.
Unforgivable.
Yep. Okay.
So as Anna calls out in the darkness, her voice kind of echoing through this quiet tunnel, you all hear an immediate response as 6 dwarven voices all call out in unison. You've made a mistake coming down here. You will do well to leave us alone. It's best you leave the halls of Mountainheart at once. You are not welcome here. And then the sound of splashing footsteps as the shield wall of dwarves, spears level, begin to slowly march forward. And it is Isabel's go.
Can you put the initiative tracker back up?
Yeah, can you not see that?
I can't. I don't know if anyone else can.
I mean, I just see a blank turn order thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Huh. All right, let me take a picture of it because I can see it.
My screen's also completely black.
I shift clicked. Let me see if I can do it again. Get you. Did that help, Nate? We're kind of in the middle.
Hey, you'll have to zoom out.
Have to zoom out and zoom back in. I don't know why a shift click wouldn't bring me. I'm clicking on Xerxes.
He's nodding now.
There we go. I see.
Cool. Let me see if I can get the turn order.
I think I just thought we were at the very bottom of the map.
Very right.
Did that bring it back? No. Weird.
Negative Ghost Rider.
I love Roll20 so much.
Probably because we started the initiative tracker on a different page, maybe?
No, we were still on this one. Oh, well, that's true. We did start it on a different one.
I don't recall ever seeing it on this page, to be honest with you.
Oh, so I bet if I bring you guys back to the other page, that's so stupid. Okay, I took a picture of it, so we'll just I'll have you guys re-roll it, and then I'll just put your actual initiatives back up there. Classic. How's that? Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right. Well, let me fix all your initiatives. Well, I'm not actually going to have Anna in the initiative anymore, I guess, because rules. We have Isabel up with a solid 6. Followed by Steven. I think top of the order, Steven. 25. Then there is Saru with 23. Then there's Fallen at 13. Then there's Clavius at 9. And then there was Anna, who had just gone, and she was at 6.21. Boom. I'll just throw her in there for now, just so it's there. Great. Scott. We've done it.
Missing Xerxes.
What the fuck? Oh, Xerxes is a 17.
It's because Nate didn't roll.
My roll 20 is it's completely shut down right now.
Nice.
I don't even know.
I got
See
you.
if your data was compromised. I bet it was.
Yeah.
I got pwned. I'm back at the home screen. I don't even know what's happening.
Xerxes 17.15. Boom.
Can I have the crit instead?
I know, right? That would be nice. You can't.
I mean,
It actually doesn't do anything for him.
Does it not change?
It
It changes literally
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Well, there's no bad guys on there yet, but it changes
Yes.
literally nothing. That's hilarious. All right. All right, are we good? Is everybody feeling great? As great as you'll ever feel. What the fuck is going on? Roll 20 is being a real bitch right now. All right. Isabel. It is your go.
All right. So I don't know how perceptive some characters might be, but the light originating from the hooded lantern she's carrying, the normal kind of wave back and forth seems to have like more of a stutter at this point, almost like as if the thing that's holding it is shaking. And she'll kind of move a few paces forward and brace herself against the wall. Just drop the hooded lantern and will eagerly pull out strongest drink that she can find, which is a bottle of whiskey, and just start chugging away at it.
Croft matches. Nice.
And
that's it.
All right. Before Steven.
Croft has to get into his character.
Yeah, that's got to do what you got to do. Is this? Oh, please, add turn. Don't mind me. Why these didn't roll like good boys. Great news. So strange. Roll 20 is being real mean to me too, Nate. It's okay. It's not just you.
Getting that red banner of death across the top.
We love that. We really love when that happens. I'm not getting that, so hopefully. But I do have to like look up these. Oh, okay. One more D20 roll, please. Ooh. Timer. And 8. All right, Steven. You hear splashing footsteps after Anna's words.
I'm sure they're getting louder.
Yeah. Flavor louder.
Yeah. Steven will step forward and call out once again in Dwarvish. We meet, basically echoing what Anna said. We mean you no harm. We have traveled many leagues and risked many dangers coming here. Will you not take us to your leader? We come in peace.
Roll a persuasion check.
You know what? That's about fine. That, just straight D20 roll, that's about all you can hope for. Anything better is just feeling like stealing, and everything worse feels a little mean.
You once again get an immediate response, not from one, but from 6 voices, all at the same time.
You've made a mistake coming down here. You will do well to leave us alone. It's best you leave the halls of Mountainheart at once. You are not welcome here.
Is that the exact same thing they just said?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like? Insight, Arcana, or Perception? Steven is now thinking of these guys are chess pieces. And especially if they're saying it in unison.
You can roll any of those things. You'll just maybe learn something different, depending
on what I roll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do insight. Oh, wow.
Yeah, nothing specific.
Nothing that I haven't already said.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing that you haven't already formulated. You're getting nothing extra.
Yep. Then can I make one more? I don't even know if this is a check. This might just be an Ask the DM question. Mm-hmm. Either Arcana check or Ask the DM question. Would Steven know if someone is being mind controlled? I don't know if that classifies them as undead or not. But does that mean they are not susceptible to sleep? You want to check? Since technically Steven doesn't know.
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
I know that's a very specific question. Well, yeah, okay.
So.
Yeah, maybe what spells Steven can think of. Does he know if...
Thinking undead can't be affected by sleep.
Correct.
But you wouldn't necessarily think that if something was being under the influence of a command, what is that? Not a dominate monster, for instance.
Yeah.
Steven would be aware of that spell. Dominate creature, dominate monster. You could put that to sleep.
Okay.
So if something was being dominated or something along those lines, you could still put the quote unquote the controlled body to sleep. That would be possible.
Do I even think if it was a magic mouth situation? Same thing. Same thing of how you said, dominate monster, dominate person. If that spell fall in that category as well.
I'm not very familiar with Magic Mouth.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I can look it up.
No, you're good.
That's kind of a tell in itself that I'm not very familiar with.
I know that you answered my question already. I thought I was being super clever, I think this is it. And all right, then that's Steven's. He's going to hold his action. If they make an attack against one of the members of the party, he will do his action.
Okay. Are you doing a spell? Because if you're doing a spell, then you start the casting now. If you're doing a cantrip, you can do that. But if you're doing a spell, you start the casting now.
And so I'm sorry, I know you did just say this. Remind me, I start the casting and I'm now committed to the spell slot, correct?
Yes. Yeah. If it comes all the way around to your action, you'd be able to switch to like something else, or like switch a target or something.
But I'm sorry, the spell slot is taken.
Yep. Or if you lose concentration on it.
It will not be a spell then.
Okay.
It'll be a different action.
Perfectamundo.
I can just tell you, it'll be momentary stasis, which I don't believe falls under the spell category.
No, it doesn't. It's an ability.
Yeah.
Saru.
He'd walk over to Isabel hearing the lantern drop, and he would pick the lantern up. Is it still lit? Or did it go out when you dropped it?
It's still lit.
Okay. Then he would offer it back to her, and then he would just kind of look at her, kind of study her and see kind of what state she's in to try to figure out if she's like afraid or if she's still freaking out about not being able to breathe underwater, that sort of stuff. And then he would just reassure her and be like, we're on dry land now, it's okay. You don't have to drink yourself to death. Then he's put a hand on her shoulder. And that'll do it.
X-Master Flex. Just get a new name for him every time.
Xerxes will say, well, you heard him. It was clearly a mistake coming down here, and we're not welcome. I guess that's that. And he'll kind of take a step toward the door and then remember sort of the horror show that happened last week. And he'll kind of stop short, and then he's just kind of like sitting there scratching his chin a little bit, like he's a little unsure of what to do.
You good? Great. 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 Alrighty then. Clavius. Everyone hears the sound of a heavy crossbow. And whirring through the air. And this is coming for Clavius. $18 to hit. Beautiful. Steven, that would trigger you as you heard it. You did not see it happen, is the only reason why I had it finish, because you did not see who fired it. But you do see the four dwarves before you. If you would like to enact your action.
Pass.
You hear a second as a second crossbow kind of whirs overhead, also for Clavius, and just clatters on the ground into the water. I'm gonna switch us out here. This just maybe a little quiet version. Dvalin, it is your go.
What does Dvalin know, if anything, about these fellows?
So Dvalin has not yet seen anything.
Not in this instance, but more in the like, would he recognize
Yeah, so you would know the dwarven like warriors of Mountainheart for sure. Guardsmen. The dwarves are fearsome warriors. They fight often like with shield and spear and create massive walls of dwarves, like 300 style, like a phalanx.
Yeah.
And are really good at like defending and attacking in that way. The crossbows that you obviously just heard, like that they're obviously likely shooting over if this wall, hearing the shield and the spear, kind of putting that together. Now that you heard these dwarven voices echoing down the halls, they're good warriors, they're good fighters, but they're only as good as their other fighters.
Does he make anything of the fact that like a whole bunch of them spoke in unison?
That's weird. There's nothing about that would make you think, oh yeah, that's the old dwarves of Mountainheart, always offering their commands in unison.
Some places have choirs, some practice just
Welcome to Moe's. Yeah, it's open the door and they all say hello.
He will double move forward.
Dope.
Wish they were gates so they would tell us, "Hi, how may I help you?" That'd be a lot better.
How may I help you? Get you some that good.
And then we'd be real flustered.
That good red soda. Yeah, I know. You can't. How are you supposed to react to that when you walk into a gates? Are you able to? Did you already move, or are you able to move?
Yeah, I moved.
Okay, great. I don't know. Oh, there you are. Okay, great. Clavius.
Clavius is going to reach down and pick up the bolt that scurried through the water at his feet and point it into the darkness. And in perfect Dwarven, the first thing he's going to do actually is do a check on the accents of the dwarves, as he has spent time around the dwarves to see if it's what he would have expected.
Love it. Insight probably would work for me. They sounded they were all over the top of each other, kind of at the same time. So it sounded like a chorus of different voices, but they sounded like you would expect. They're speaking common. But yeah, it sounded like you would expect, at least as far as you can tell.
So if they're speaking common, he would also speak common and point their own bolt back toward where it came from. He can't see out there. And say in common, but in a perfect dwarven accent. We are simple messengers, errand boys. And these simple messengers got through your door. Your foes are out there, stronger than us, growing larger. If they breach these walls that these errand boys breached, you will die. You're going to need all the help you can get. We have a message from your most powerful ally, and we will be delivering that message.
Roll a persuasion check. Solid. I gave you some bonuses for the speech because it was good.
I was going to say, got to give him at least a +1 or +2 because it was awesome.
In return, you're greeted with 6 voices.
You've made a mistake coming down here. You will do well to leave us alone. It's best you leave the halls of Mountainheart at once. You are not welcome here.
All right, Clavius will say, if I'm not welcome here, I'll try my chances closer to you. move there because that's as far as he can see. And as far as his shit-ass movement will let him go.
Clavius, you're getting 2 more coming at you. Funk. Garbo.
I like to think they're not missing, but they're just clattering off of him and falling at his feet.
Just busting off the armor.
Clavius is just wading through the water. It's just, each shot hitting as he's just walking steadily forward.
At that moment, Steven and would-be Anna see the wall of dwarves move forward. Slowly and steadily through the water, they're marching forward with their spears extended and their shield out. You can just see these little dwarven heads behind these massive round shields. Kind of look like that. Just wielding these extended long spears out as they march forward. And that is when Anna vanishes. Bye-bye! And it is Isabel's turn.
Yeah, Saru, looking at Isabel, can easily tell that she's pretty shaken. Eyes are sort of wandering and dilated, and she'll just say, just take the light forward for Clavius. I'll catch up in a moment. I don't know what's going on down there, but I don't think we're out of this yet. The music has started up.
The light is, 2020?
Yeah, it's 2020.
Great. All right, Saru should be emitting light now. And Isabel should not, if I did that right. Dope. Anything else, Isabel?
No. Just the lighting went a little wonky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it may only have the 20.
What the fuck? Come on, Saru.
So that's fine on mine.
You have dark vision.
Well, no, yeah, but I can see your lantern. Like I've got a 20 meter.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Well, I see like the
Next to
20.
you.
I just don't see like the dim 20 after that.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't.
Oh, I don't know.
What is stupid?
Move my character?
What did I just click?
Oh, that's because Steven has a thing that he's looking at. Let me move.
You can take it off.
Oh.
You can take it off.
I just clicked on such a
hell is
very
that?
large, and I was worried.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. Let me turn the low light off again and see if I can make it return on for you.
I don't know, is that Clavius, do you see anything different?
I could see
no.
when Saru was moving around, the light was following him.
Is it just 20, or is it like have that dim section as well?
So his is 20 for me, and when he's not around me, I can see like 5 around me, which is more than I could normally see, but maybe that's just the lighting of the cave.
Okay. Sounds like you're in the same boat as me then.
Yeah, so it looks like when people have, like my people with, no, because that doesn't make sense. So weird. So like you and Clavius have the same like dark vision settings, and you can't see. Maybe because let me see if I can do this real quick. I have a thought. Save. Did that change anything? Nope. What the fuck?
That's not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those fucking annoying little 20 bullshit things. Because other people can see the 2020. So why is it doing that? Why, I say? All right, well, I can't fix it, but I can make it 40. I can make it just 40 bright and 0 low. How's that?
Great.
Now-
make
now-
it 80.
Now it's
Bright lantern.
now it's 2020.
What did you do, Saru?
Yeah. Saru turned up the
I
heat.
don't know.
All right. Now it's fixed. Isabel, anything else? Beautiful. Steven. Thanks, Roll20.
Fix another drink.
We're never going to get sponsored by Roll20. I keep spitting on them all the time.
They don't need to sponsor us. We're already using their platform.
I know, it's true. We'll just start saying that we're using Fantasy Grounds. Nice, Fantasy Grounds. Really nice job. All right, Steve-O, you're up.
All right. Meta question. When you cast a spell magic at a higher level, does that lower the DC? So like when it's, third level and it's higher than third level, it's 10 plus the spell's level. So 5th level spell, it's a 15 DC. But if I cast it at 4th level, does that make, the 5th level DC lower, or is it equivalent regardless? The benefit of doing a 4th level dispel is just if it happens to be a 4th level spell.
That last
Okay,
one.
the latter. Got it. Has no effect on the DC.
Correct.
Check. Okay.
As far as, yeah. I believe.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, it's good. I can't wait for Nate's one shot.
There's gonna be no rules.
No rules, just right.
So, I don't get that one, Nick. I'm sorry.
Hashtag magic toots. I read that totally wrong from far away. Looked like. Never mind.
Magic boobs.
No, he's just dispelling. Just dispelling some magic.
Yeah, it was
Oh, got it.
like a little dispel it.
All right, so I don't know if Steven would be 100% on board with doing this, but Marshall is because, y'all see why in a second. Steven will back up some, to let the rear guard catch up since, frontline fighter and all. And Steven is going to cast Dispel Magic at the 3rd level.
Oop.
And he is going to call out, "Be gone, Jubilix. Leave these people be. Utter to me, dwarves. We're here to help you." He might also say, "I will draw you like poison is drawn from a wound." If that.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
I know.
That's very good.
Gotta please your crowd, Marshall.
I know.
Make an Arcana check.
Yep. Hey, Michael, did I get a little?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna use it.
Marshall did receive a bottle cap for the intro tonight. He was a massive part of making that happen.
All right, using a bottle cap.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
27.
There's a spell that's gone.
If there's a spell.
And so, actually, before you speak, let me make, because I have, you have get what I'm going for, but if you want me to specify, Steven is focusing it on the dwarves. He thinks they have been mind controlled, that this is a dominate monster, something similar situation. Sure. So, I don't think Steven would know. He can't necessarily free all of them, maybe, but he's going to try. And, with a 32, I think a lot of spells got dispelled. Man, what a waste of a bottle cap. That sucks.
So, let me do some things. So, Steven, you reach out with your mind, focusing on this thought to get rid of whatever is controlling these people. You're essentially envisioning the Juiblex kind of leaching out into these people's minds. And as you do, you almost see your dispel go out, not something you normally see is these invisible spells, but there's some part of you that is able to focus on it, reaching out in their direction, just kind of swirling out towards their mind. And as it impacts into this phalanx wall of dwarves, you see, I'm going to just put a little blue dot on them. This one here, the second one down, the only one with a dot. I know it's probably hard to see in the dark. The others are all marching forward, and you see him falter for a moment, and then he looks left and right, and then starts marching forward as well, with them. But this is the first time that you see the wall, anything look different about it. I do need to roll a thing real quick.
For the record, I saw you make 4 rolls behind the screen. It has a range of 120 feet. I don't know if that makes a difference for your crossbow guys, but just putting that out there. Even if it's just theater.
You don't see anything else.
Well, I can't even see the crossbow guys, so that's fine.
That's right. Okay. All right, so that is what you see on your turn, Steve. Anything else you'd like to do? Move? Or
yes. Yes. So, seeing dwarf number 2, shudder. What Steven's wishful thinking is maybe he awoke him from his stupor. He will call out in Dwarvish of Knight of Mountainheart. We are allies of the South. We come in peace and mean you no harm. Please, we wish to help you, all in Dwarvish, and
roll a persuasion check. Okay. You are greeted.
How about I transfer the bottle cap?
You're greeted with a chorus of voices. You've made a mistake coming down here. You would do well to leave us alone. It's best you leave the halls of Mountainheart at once. You are not welcome.
Does the number 2 say that?
Make a perception check. He does not. Saru.
I only have one more high-level spell slot left, guys, just so you know, so...
He will hand the lantern to Clavius. And he will look at Xerxes kind of quizzically, trying to figure out what his deal is or what expression is on his face. And then he will ask him, since when are you afraid of moving forward?
Afraid? Who said anything about being afraid? You know, they just seem to not really want to welcome us. So you know what? No point in visiting a dead city anyway. Seems like it was a mistake. We're not welcome here.
He'll glance over at Clavius, be like, "You're hearing this, right?" And then he will tell Clavius that Isabel's acting kind of funny, as is Xerxes. So I'm gonna hang back with them too. Will you go sort this out, Mr. Diplomat? And that'll be it.
Xerxes.
Did he realize that Clavius was getting shot at?
Yeah, likely. You're right next to him.
He'll draw his gun, drop to one knee, and say, "Go on, Clavius. I'll cover your retreat. Clearly, this was a mistake. So let's just go ahead and get out of here. We're not welcome here."
Anything you'd like to do? A crossbow from the dark. Steven. Crossbow from the dark. Coming at you. $24 to hit.
I'll hit.
And the second, 9 to hit. 5 points apiece. And it is, well, woo!
Likewise, should Valen's dark vision range be more than it is?
Don't think so.
He can see clearly what's typical, but he can't see anything dim.
That's not, yeah. I do dark vision all on the same, all on one. So you should 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Yeah, so you can see 60. 60. It's just a dimming dark vision, so it just gets darker at the edges of your 60.
I want the full 60 or no deal.
Well, technically you get like 30 and then 30. So you would have 30 low light. Instead, you're getting like 45 good light. And then darkness. Darker light.
He.
You're actually getting better. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ideal. We'll move forward. Double time. He'll move forward one time, and then
And move forward double time. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Hello there.
and he'll wait right there.
Beautiful. Clavius.
Clavius would like to do a check on his 0.5 buddy, Xerxes, to see why he seems like he's the 7th member of the Dwarven Brigade.
Make an insight check. He, other than what you've seen from him, I mean, this is definitely definitely strange coming from Xerxes, but you don't sense anything like intrinsically with him. But this is definitely weird coming from him. Like that's for dang sure.
All right. I am going to do some things. I'm going to call the shadow 30 feet in front of me as a bonus action.
I love it.
And I am going to look at Xerxes and say, all right, I'm on it. And he's going to go to pat him on the back as he leaves. And the pat on the back mechanically will be an unarmed strike.
Nice.
How do
Nice
I
little-
do that?
Nice little punch. You can do that. It's a D20 plus strength or dex, I think. First just roll a D20 and we'll see where it lands. If it's high, it's probably good. If it's low, it's probably not. That's the
And
the
obviously-
scientific way.
Doing it under the guise of like, all right, buddy. But like,
Trying to like give him a little bit harder of a noggin hit. Yeah, I mean you get him like in the ear a little bit more than you wanted to, and it wasn't the hardest hit you've ever tried to do.
He thinks you're trying to wet William.
Yeah, Xerxes, you probably could see that he was trying to like make a little more contact than he did, but it's dark down here.
he will move up and that'll be his turn. Yeah, since I made an attack, that would be my action.
Beautiful. Stephen, crossbow bolt incoming. From the darkness. 22 to hit.
Steven will use a shield.
Beautiful. And here comes the second. 7 does absolutely not hit. Dope. Alrighty then. Wow, please, work. Dwarves march on. Isabel.
Isabel still not being able to see what's farther down the hallway.
They're just out of the light, aren't they?
No idea what's going on down there. and she'll try to move forward. She takes like a step and then stops. But also she doesn't want to, as Xerxes, or Nate put it earlier, hellish horror nightmare shit back out there. So she's kind of just paralyzed for the moment.
Steven.
Steven. Just with his free action is gonna speak, trying to make eye contact with his dude, number 2. Actually, does Steven know what the king of Mountainheart's name was before they closed the gates? Would he have studied that?
Roll a history check. It's possible you might have studied it, but it would have been. You would. With a 17. King Stenegrim Earthborn, Slayer of Giants, Defender of the Vale, Heart of the Mountain.
Now your text makes sense.
Yeah.
Servant of King Earthborn, is it the... We have done no harm to you. Why? Is it the law of the mountain to attack unarmed man who has done you no harm? We offer our hands in friendship. Please help us. We do not wish to hurt you or your folk. Make a persuasion check.
That's the one.
Goodness gracious.
Again, greeted with the exact...
Freaking Connor. Such bullshit.
The exact same thing. Steven and Valen being this close, you see the line of dwarves before you, almost like chomping at the bit at the end of what Steven said, like to respond. Like you almost think no matter what you said, this was going to be their response. Like they just looked so ready to say it. The second one from the top seems to attempt to say the words, but is lagging a little bit behind. Not able to match the rest of them exactly, as if he's kind of missing. And their tone is all pretty equal, just kind of flat. But yeah, for you two being that close, you just think that was going to be their response, no matter you said, "Hey, happy birthday," or what you did say. They were just ready to respond that way. Anything else, Steven?
Anyone have any ideas? Okay. Here's what Steven's going to do. He is going to cast a firebolt, but he is intentionally lobbing it over our phalanx's head. How tall is the ceiling? 20 feet?
Yeah, about 20 feet tall.
Okay. And he is aiming for right there. If it helps give color, Steven is trying to illuminate the crossbow people so he can see them.
Okay.
even though obviously it's for a brief moment, but just the idea of starburst shell light
Sure.
up the area.
Roll an attack roll. So yeah, you lob that over, and then you're watching it, and it's giving off light, and you see the light kind of shining against the glassiness of the water before it impacts the water, and there's a splash, but it didn't seem to give off enough light to see wherever these crossbowmen may be.
But so I said right around here, I didn't see anything in that area.
Nope.
Okay. Steven will... Sorry, I'll measure something for him. Steven will stay where he's at.
Okay. Saru.
He's going to go over to Isabel, grab her arm, put it over his shoulder, and try to walk forward with her towards Xerxes. And trying to give her confidence to move forward, fight off whatever is causing her to freak out. It's not gonna do anything. But yeah, actually, by doing so, it would bestow a little bit of hopefully bravery. Oh, good, that didn't click over. I'll try that again. It will bestow on her a little bit of bravery. There we go.
Little heroism.
For a whopping one whole stupid minute.
Yeah. In combat, a minute's a lot.
And we're trying to trudge towards Xerxes.
Isabel, you're gonna go with the cat.
Yeah, am I feeling a little bit braver after that spell?
I'm sure you're feeling imbued with bravery for sure. Heroism, even.
Still a little unsure, but she will allow Saru to guide her forward.
Beautiful. Smidge you guys up 15 feet. Xerxes.
It's kind of a little bit hacked off. The Clavius kind of hit him in the head.
Shoot him! Shoot him in the back!
So he kind of walks forward with some gusto, and then realizes wait a second, and he takes another step back, and it kind of is mumbling under his breath.
Xerxes, come here.
Yeah.
It is at that point. Michael does measuring. Didn't like that last time, but Steven from the darkness. 13.
No.
A 19.
Okay, hits.
12 points of piercing damage. It is Dvalin's to go.
Wallen will take one step back. And using his channel divinity will use a bonus action to utter a vow of enmity against this guy here, giving Dwalin advantage against him for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious.
Oh.
And how does your hold thing work? Can he hold his attack until it comes within reach? I forget.
Yep. You can hold your action.
Beautiful.
Ready in action.
And they have spears, do they not?
Yeah, they have long spears.
Cool. Then he will take an extra 2 steps back and call to hold the line there.
Lovely. Clavius.
Clavius is very concerned that everybody other than Steven seems to be going the wrong way. Like, everybody's backing up except the dude wearing a robe.
How do you guys think Steven feels right now? There's a little red dot right there.
Clavius is going to move his shadow up to the ceiling. 20 feet up.
Dope.
And 5 feet forward.
Love it.
And is going to use the dodge action.
Awesome. The first crossbow is coming at the shadow that is now dancing on the ceiling. Does the shadow get the dodge action as well?
Ooh.
I'm assuming no, but I don't know.
I have to think no. Like, it doesn't mimic me.
All right. Then the crossbow coming at the shadow that is now above on the ceiling, drawing a little attention. 7's not going to do it. The second, 12. I don't know. I never know the shadow's AC.
It's 14 plus proficiency bonus, so right now it's 17.
Not bad for a shadow. Not bad for a shadow. It is the Phalanx's Wall's turn. They will halt there and move the rock back a bit. And they're going to lay out some attacks. Just got to look at all the things they can do. Kind of want to do that. All right, long spear first. The top bro is going to long spear attack at Steven from 10 feet. 15 to hit.
No.
And a second. 15 to hit. The lower one, be lower than your blue dot guy, will do the same. Long spear.
No.
Long spear. 23 to hit.
Hits.
11 points of piercing. They take a step forward. And the blue dotted man will attempt to shield bash Steve. $22 to hit.
Okay. Steven is down.
Steven goes unconscious and falls to the floor.
Thanks for all your help. Not you, Michael, obviously.
That is their go. And it is Isabel's turn.
Isabel saw all that just fine, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The Clavius has the light.
Okay.
So yeah, you saw all that happen.
She is going to move up, golden by our cat boy, and will channel one of her divinities to throw all 35 points into Stephen, or up to half his maximum.
26. Or no,
And
21.
Will then use a second level spell slot. Yeah, Sanctuary on him.
Nice. It's perp derp. Anything else, Isabella?
Other than breaking out in a cold sweat, casting spells, no, nothing.
Steven, it is your go. You are prone on the floor. Above you stands a wall of dwarves. And above that stands a shadow on the ceiling. The shadow of death watches over.
Sorry, I was reading Sanctuary. With standing up won't provoke opportunity attack, correct? Okay.
Nope.
Steven will stand up, half his movement. He will disengage. And he will move there.
Beautiful. That's the burps. Saru.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my fault. You had every reason to say Saru. We're gonna try it one more time. Stephen will call out to number 2, and say, "I have read about your histories, Dwarf of Mountainheart. The Forge of Mountainheart lit this veil many years ago. Would you refuse people who wish to aid you? This is your last chance, please. We want to help you." Make another persuasion roll. It's gonna suck. There it is. That's
You were greeted with the same responses before.
yeah, that's fine.
Exact same words, exact same tone.
Is he still trying to catch up?
Yeah, you seem to he doesn't seem to match the others perfectly, but is close.
Yep, we're good.
Saru.
Just gonna go there. And then he is going to speak out towards the 4 of them. And he will explain, as my cohorts have said, we were sent from Briarwood. We're here on a messenger's mission. We ran into your friend along the way, pointing at Dwalin. He is also seeking to gain entry to the city to ensure that everyone is safe. We have gone through a lot to get here. The way out might not be safe, and so we might not have a choice but to continue forward. And doing so, he would inspire himself.
Nice.
And promptly roll a persuasion check.
$26.
Plus a D.
28.
Yeah.
You were greeted with,
If this don't work, then no one's working.
"You've made a mistake coming down here. You will do well to leave us alone. It's best you leave the halls of Mountainheart at once. You are not welcome here." Just
But we bought beer.
as I've said before, when we bang our heads against the wall, the check gets more and more difficult. So even a 28 was not enough this time around. Sometimes the dice don't fall your way. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
He will. Ready an action to protect Steven if Steven gets attacked.
Beautiful. Xerxes.
So, meta-wise, we've basically made an entire human shield. I can't shoot at any of these people, correct?
You can shoot, but they do have cover from where you are. Yeah. Partial cover.
Seeing all this go down, Xerxes raises his gun and sees the cover and shakes his head and will hold his action.
Doesn't feel.
He's not feeling confident, like his hands shaking a little bit, you know? Like he's not...
Human shield, shield wall. There's just a lot of shield happening.
Yeah.
This boy will go. He really doesn't like that thing on the ceiling there. Crossbow 1. Crossbow 2. 16. Motherfuck. Fallen. It is your go as 2 crossbows scatter against the ceiling.
That's going to bring a smile to Clavius's eye. Like, his plans take 3 full turns to come to fruition, and now they're going to happen.
It's working well right now.
Sorry to have to do this to you, brother. But I like you less than I like the thing outside. I like the thing outside less than I like you.
There it is.
You will step up.
As you step forward, it will attack with its spear, as it has the ability to do so. Bop, bop, bop. Squat defense. Creatures provoke an opportunity attack from the family sentinel when they enter the reach. He will attack with a dwarven long spear. 14 does not hit. You are able to continue your movement.
And I see that talking's not getting us very far. And with advantage, he will attempt to smack.
Beautiful.
Just a 1.
25. I don't need to calculate. That'll hit.
Lovely. He's going to drop a smite on the fellow as well.
Smite.
An additional 11. Reducing his spell slots to 0. And swinging a second time.
22 will hit. Smashing this bad boy up.
Yep.
Lovely.
That's his turn.
Clavius.
Clavius is going to move the shadow. I don't know how to 3D this, but
Can't wait.
what do I know about this? Might actually, before I do that, this might need a check. What do I know about the weapons they're carrying?
They look like long spears, about 10-foot reach. They don't necessarily look like anything special to you, but you can inspect further if you're trying to figure something out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if he knows if they would be disadvantaged within melee range.
No, you can tell that the way they were pulling them back, they're able to attack within 5 or 10.
All right. And what is fall damage?
It is 1d6 per 10 feet.
Perfect. The shadow's going to come here, 15 feet in the air.
Great.
And I will swap with it.
Beautiful.
And how, like, do I fall this turn or next turn?
This turn.
So
You'll
can I
fall immediately, taking 1d6 points of damage.
Can I attack this bozo, or is falling my action?
Oh no, falling is just a thing that happens to you. So you'll take 5 points of bludge and clank into the ground behind him. And if you've got actions left, you've got actions.
Would he technically be prone or no?
Not from that height. And he was anticipating the fall.
Plus, there's water.
Yeah, if you were, well, the water's only 6 feet or 6 inches. But if you were knocked into this position, maybe. But since you were kind of anticipating it, and it was only 15 feet, you're good.
He's going to get the one he has advantage on here, and we're going to try to break this wall.
Walls doesn't like when someone's behind it. Tell him that.
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the right weapon. So, like, we can use the 17, but can I re-roll damage?
Yeah, if that's the wrong weapon, that's
yeah,
fine.
just click the wrong thing. It should...
17 to hit.
It'll be at 18, if that matters. It has one more than that one.
Beautiful, that does
Oh,
matter.
what? Oh, cup!
Hey, you got that extra point there. And it rolled the 18, so it's really
Having a
perfect.
really bad couple sessions.
That's unbelievable.
I am
Way
so
funnier
good at
if it was also 2, though. It would have been funnier if it was a 1 and a 1, though.
Did you
Just-
tie your damage from last week?
I did. So don't expect anything else from me for the rest of the battle.
Yeah, that
3
was
a
solid.
week is what I'm good for. 3 a week.
Woof.
But now I'm giving you advantage that you already had. So there's
So there's that.
Double advantage.
Yeah,
So that's-
and we got to see Clavius fall from the sky and promptly yell.
And at that, we will take our mid-battle 8:29 break because it just seems right. All right, Clavius. Is there anything else? Oh man. Nada.
No.
Oh.
I'm barely doing anything on my action.
Well, I mean, there's 2 bludge and 1 cold. That was, that's 3 whole things. It is this guy's go. Shifting focus immediately to the one that has broken the line. Clavius, 2 crossbows. Funk. 17 and 16. Nada. It is the walls go. The first is in a sticky wicket. Sticky wicket, this one. He's going to shield bash the dwarf in front of him.
His buddy or
Right.
Maybe he thinks you're his buddy. He doesn't know. Yeah, Fallen. Shield bash. 20 to hit.
that'll do.
Ooh, I got him! I got him!
Can I use? I'm gonna use cutting words.
I don't got him!
Big money here, right here.
That's hopefully close to your.
Yeah, my guess is you need to just roll a die. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I assume you just roll. Yeah.
I was
this-
I was like, I gotta find something close to an AC. Yeah, the 26 on Steven ain't gonna help.
Yeah. No. Unlikely to help. That will help, however.
That was big damage too.
So that's upsetting.
Can it be canon that Fallen just like head knocked it back?
Yeah, it can be.
Wallen needs a dope ass helmet.
Yeah, he does.
These guys have cool helmets.
Wallen wants to take.
But they're all alive.
Take a helmet.
Fallen's about to take one.
Die.
And then he will make his second attack, which can only be with the long spear against Fallen. Hoping to roll good again. Hey! Ho! Let's go. 9 points damage.
Ouch.
Ouch, you say.
Did the statue outside have a helmet on?
Yes, it did. It had a full suit of armor. Full suit of armor.
So
Magical one.
Sprint Cat dashes up to get that helmet and give it to Dwarf. To Dwarf. I found you a helmet! Where'd you get that? I don't know.
The second one here will
Shield bash the air.
no, he will wheel around and shield bash Clavius. 13, and then a long spear against Clavius. 24, I think he got one. 12 points piercing.
Does he have reach with the shield bash?
No, the shield, well, he's within 5 feet.
It was this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I made that joke because I thought it was our hopeful friend.
No. Now it is the blue man. Not loving their thing, but
Tobias Junke.
he takes a step back and will attack Clavius twice with the long spear. 20? Nope. And then the final will shift there. I think. He'll shift here and he'll attack twice as well. 23 to hit Clavius. 10 points pierce and another 20. Rolling good, just hard to hit these big beefy boys you guys got here.
Your damage has been huge.
Damage has not been bad. Damage has not been bad at all. Isabel, it is your go.
I was gonna step around this room. And we'll take her holy symbol of Helwyn and hold it up and say, by the light of the gods in Helwyn, I demand you cease this violence immediately. We are not your enemies. And she will cast Calm Emotion at 3rd level because she's running out of spell slots. Trying to remove charm effect. We need to make charisma saving throws.
Beautiful. Eleven and a 3.
Fail.
Fail.
Did it not hit all of them?
20 feet.
On a
I'll only
point,
hit those
he can-
first.
on
A point,
oh, on a
points.
point.
Points. Yeah, I
Apologies.
can see it within range.
Beautiful. I did not see the point. Let me grab the other two.
I probably should have said that.
You're good. 6, 15.
The last one is the only one that succeeds.
Beautiful. Have to check some language.
close.
Isabel, as you call out, you see the dwarves that were, most of them in this line. The other one, the one that Stephen had kind of possibly done something to earlier, had been just a little bit slower than the rest in movements, but you could tell that it was still moving with like this know-how of how the phalanx works, like working with the other dwarves. But the rest of them were moving in this kind of unison, a bit more almost robotic. But as you cast that spell, you see two of them kind of like shudder for a moment, and like squint their eyes. The third, the lowest one in between Clavius and Valen, does the same thing. And then you see this blood trickle out of his nose, and he falls to the ground in a heap. The three of them still appear to be in fighting order as they currently stand, but their movements don't seem as sharp or as like concise as they were just a few seconds ago. A very unexpected turn of events from a calm emotion spell, I would say. Someone just falling to the ground and dying, it seems.
Can I tell that they're actually dead?
You can't necessarily tell that they're dead. I mean, unconscious and dying. You saw the blood trickle out of their nose, and you saw them crumple to the ground in a way that was not indicative of like someone just like taking a knee, or like it was just literally like it didn't look good the way they fell.
Instantly limp.
Yeah, instantly limp. Their shield kind of clatters against the ground. Someone in armor falling down is not a pretty sight.
I think she would just turn to Stephen, who has been speaking in Dwarvish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try something now.
Right on cue. It's Stephen's turn. What you got, Steve-O?
Did Saru speak Dwarvish?
Don't recall. Bartley?
I can. I did not
Okay.
specify. Yeah.
I mean, they've been talking in common.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is too meta. Because my last three didn't work at all. Steve will be like, actually, Saru, you try. Yours seemed to have more of an effect than I did. And Steven still hurt. Just gonna move behind the shadow and take the dodge action.
The wizard finds his way to the back line.
Where he belongs.
No longer a front line wizard. Saru, this we go.
inspire myself again. Come on, guys, you heard the pretty lady. We don't need to do none of this. None of you need to end up like him. As he points to the guy on the ground.
Roll it. Roll it.
I don't wanna.
Same as last time. What you got on that inspiration? A little bit stronger. You get a broken response that says a lot of the same things from earlier, but it is not as clean and definitely not as in unison from these front two. You do still hear somewhere in the back 2 voices calling out that same phrase in unison, pretty exactly as it was earlier.
I'll look back at Steven and go, well, I tried.
Steven will just say,
Now what do we
kill them all.
do?
Steven will just say, kill them all.
What you got, Saru?
Can I hold my action and then jump in
You need
somewhere else
you
in
need,
turn
you need
order?
you need a trigger. Your trigger can be after Xerxes acts or after Isabel acts. That can be a trigger. You won't stay in that spot. But
No. Can I put my trigger after Clavius's turn?
yes. Are you casting a spell?
No.
Okay. So you shall act after Clave. After the Clave Meister. And what's your intent?
I can't totally answer that because it depends on what he does and what happens on his turn, whether he's still up or not. I would act if I would act if he goes down.
Okay. So Clavius. So your trigger will be Clavius going down.
Yes.
Okay. And your action is not a spell. Because if it's a spell, you start casting now.
I'm not going down.
There's not really
Yeah,
a
we're
gray
gonna have
area.
to-
It's either an ability or a spell or an attack.
No, it's because it's.
I'm just here to make sure the rules.
I know.
Is it revivify? Is it revivify?
It's not revivify.
goes down.
They all have to hit me twice, and I don't think they can do it before my turn.
Yeah, that'd be tough. There's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
turn.
do need
There's
to give
only-
yourself more credit.
There's only one
though.
guy going before.
Clavius may be a little broken, but he eats attacks, and that no one else does that like you.
I'm gonna say yes. And I don't really care about the spell slot, so it could be a spell.
All right. So, what your
I'll just subtract the spell slot more or less is what's gonna end up being. I don't care if it's because I mean if something happens to Clavius, a spell will happen. If nothing happens to Clavius, nothing's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna lose the spell slot.
you'll lose the spell slot either way.
Yeah, which is I mean whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. So you're also concentrating on a spell right now. So you'll lose concentration on that spell if you start casting another spell right now, because casting a spell takes concentration when you're holding it. Which I think your current spell is heroism
I'm
on his spell.
making Izzy bravish.
So you know you will lose that if you start casting a spell now.
Yeah.
Complex shit, you know?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Alright. Okay, so Isabel, you no longer have heroism upon you. Saru begins casting. Xerxes, it is your
Without moving, am I able to have a clear look at any of these guys?
Yeah, the top, well, this one, the top one.
Top boy.
Because the one behind him is obviously has a bit of
Cove.
Yeah, bit of cove.
Bit of cove. Hand shaking. He will attempt to shoot the one that he can see now.
Beautiful. That hits the shield. Does not hit.
How about that?
That, on the other hand, the literal exact same roll on
Same
damage.
spot on the
It's crazy.
shield.
Just perfectly hits the same spot on the shield. That's so funny. Literal, everything was the same. Yeah, exact same. But there is the echoing sound of gunshots filling the tunnel, which is
That'll bring more of them to us.
probably comforting for everyone. You guys love the echoing sound of gunshots in a dark tunnel. Anything else, Xerxes?
That goes all the way back to the 0.5. That happened.
Yeah, this is just what you do.
This is life.
What is this stealth?
Yeah, that will conclude his turn.
Great. This gentleman, we'll call him. Gentleman in the darkness. We'll do some crossing bows. Crossing bows is what they call it. Clavius. 2 of them. Bringing in the heavies. 19 does not do it. Dwellin.
Fallen wheel. A calculated step here. Coming in with 1 hit. Yuck.
Not gonna do it.
2 hit.
I mean, good chance.
Critical threat.
Pretty good chance.
Advantage or no advantage on the confirm?
Yeah, if you have an advantage on the 2 hit, you get advantage on the confirm.
You are too kind.
And then, like, if you have bless, you get that. If you have disadvantage, holy majoli. That'll confirm. Butte. Slash. Slash it.
It's a spell.
It's your axe spell. I love the axe spell. Multiply your damage by 2, so you're getting the double damage. So 10, and then beautiful 20 points of damage. Fucking solid for a non-smiter.
That's all he's got.
Beautiful. Clavius.
As much as Clavius would like to stand there and continue being advantage for Dwalin, he's
He would, wouldn't he?
really hurt.
Yeah.
So he will make an attack at the hurt one.
Shadow attack.
Actually,
Twist.
you know what? He's not going to do that.
Regrets.
He is going to shimmy over here and use his cone
Ooh,
from the shield,
nice.
which I don't have pulled up at the moment. But
I do recall you used it last time, so as long as you have enough charges.
It'll have enough, but it may break,
Ooh,
I think.
That's what we like to hear.
It has 4 charges. I used 2, and I'll use 2 again.
I love it.
This is all but guaranteed to do more than 3 damage.
Hmm?
And this is a
Dex?
DC 15 Dex.
Wow. Look at that. How's 3 fails for you?
Love that. And that will be his action, and his bonus action will be the swap.
Nice. All right.
And he'll just stand there in front of Steven, brothers in blood.
Roll that flat d20. See how the shield does. Two.
Survives!
1 off something terrible happening. The shield melts instantly, dealing its wielder 1d10 psychic damage. 20 would have been dope. Get some more charges back. So it is out of charges until the next day. But 18 points acid. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. It's this champ's turn. Everyone's still very eliminated. Dvalin. 2 crossbow bolts.
You get any cover?
Don't know if I clicked it. I think he does. Yeah, you will be getting a smidge of cov, but I'm waiting for my text to come through.
Shows us a 9 on the first attack and a 9.
How's that?
Second.
You still want that cover bonus?
I do.
Great. I do not hit. That guy's gone. Gone. These 2 boys are not, however. The first shall be a shield bash. 23.
Suru!
Let's cut words got.
Nope.
Yeah, that hits.
Strength saving throw.
Gonna be a +1 to this.
Got those auras.
17.
Good. You're standing. Standing.
Alright,
so just the 10 points of bludge.
Any of you guys Monty Python fans?
Yes.
Does anybody know what a penguin's doing on the telly?
I don't.
I don't remember that one.
Standing? Okay, I'll send the link. Carry on. Give me a second.
Here comes the long spear. Critical threat. It's just-
That will just barely hit.
Just 5 points. Pierce. 5 points pierce. The second will shield bash. 22 to hit.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that'll hit.
We rolling now. 10 points of bludge, and I need that strength saving throw.
Coming at you. +1,
Plus
16.
1, 16. You're good. And then the long spear went on another crit.
-10.
8.
That will Miss.
Beautiful. All right, Isabel.
You guys can watch this at our next break. Classic Monty Python. You will love it.
Great. Ooh, a Vimeo link.
Amanda would have had that ready quicker than that.
Amanda wasn't getting attacked 4 times.
I mean, even if she was getting attacked, she would have had it ready. But I would have had to hurt her character for her. So, trade-offs. What you got, Isabel?
The shakes start returning a little bit. And very confused by why one of them went down due to her spell. But also not going to let her bros die. So as a bonus action, she's going to cast Mass Healing Word for 9. So everybody gets 9 hit points back.
Nice.
And then she's going to turn around and step on. Healer's Kit, patch up Clavius a bit.
Nice.
14.
Like a boss. Staying there?
Yeah.
Steve-O.
Steven's going to use... he needs a... Constitution saving throw from the top dwarf.
The top dwarf. Nothing to do with poison?
Nothing to do with poison.
Here we go.
How's a 10?
That fails, and the dwarf is encased in a field of magical energy.
Dope. I'm gonna give him the old stop sign.
But Steven still has Sanctuary.
Awesome.
This is an ability.
Awesome.
And
What else you got?
yeah, that's his turn.
Dope. Dope. Through.
He's gonna holler at the guy next to Dwalin and just should have listened. Boop.
It is done. 14, 5 points. And he has disadvantage on his next attack. Anything else, Saru?
Nope.
Sorry, Chase.
I'll fire at the guy that he can see. Anything for him being stopped, or is it just what it is?
I think it just is what it is. Oh, he is incapacitated. Let me check incapacitated. That might give you something. Nope, it gives you nothing.
Okay, is what it is.
Is what it is. He is a still target. 20. That'll hit.
Is he still up?
He is.
Is he still up?
He is not. I like
I
that.
thought that was almost the same roll again.
16, 20,
No,
20.
you're okay.
Boom, boom. Pop, pop.
Pop, pop.
Anything else, Xerxes?
No, sir.
Keep checking that. Oh. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. Xerxes. 2 crossbows. Flump. Flump.
I mean, I deserve it, to be honest.
Just lobbing them over at you. Vaughn.
Valen will enter into a rage. Just flavor rage.
Flavor Rage.
And will attack twice.
That got everybody good. Yeah, those will both hit. So you only need to attack once because the first takes that guy down.
He will complete his second attack.
Beautiful. That's a crit on a down target.
Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4. He will charge forward to here.
Yeah.
That's his turn.
Yeah. Clavius.
Clavius will move the shadow to here. He will bonus action swap places with it, which will take half his movement. So he
Not going out, buddy.
use the remaining 10 feet of his movement, and then his action will be the old double move. Actually, he's not going to use the double move. He's going to use the dodge.
Seems a clever one.
Like take 5 feet step forward and then dodge, or
Clavius, these are coming at you at disadvantage. Bump. Thump. Hey, got one. 4 points pierce. Tis just a small graze. Isabel.
Her concentration's over, right? Because all affected creatures are.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all very calm.
A certain kind of calm.
Some part of that worked. Ish.
She's just curious about this one, and it's just going to like quickly glance at it for the moment. See how it died while walking past.
Roll a medicine check. A cursory glance medicine check. Difficult, but yeah, you're gonna need to go over it like in more detail. But yeah, you're verklempt in that nature. It's weird. Maybe you had a heart attack. Like the way it just fell over, it's like what? Like nothing should have, just happened.
Should happen.
These things happen sometimes.
I think as far as she can move.
Steve-O.
Steven is going to cast a firebolt at Southern Dwarf.
Southern Dwarf. That'll hit.
13 points of damage. And that'll be his turn.
You. Saru.
Hill's gonna holler at the bottom one. That's about enough.
Tanner. Anything else,
That's
sir?
it.
Xerxes.
Xerxes moves cautiously, 15 feet, and will reload his weapon. And that's his turn.
The top bruh will take 2 heavy crossbows at Dwalin. Flump. Flump. Not named. 16 to hit. Ain't gonna do it. It's Dwalin's turn.
Throw your axe at him.
Whoa!
Throw it.
Oh, he wants to so bad. But instead, he's going to get around them. That's his turn.
Love it. Clavius.
– 20 feet to there and call the shadow behind it.
Yep.
Like it's way in the dark. Yeah, thank you. And I'll try to hit the bottom one.
That'll miss.
That is my turn.
Good damn though. That one will whirl around and try to kill the shadow.
Disadvantage.
No disadvantage.
Ooh. Expert Arbalist.
It will miss with both.
Some Age of Empires 2 type shit.
Or the crossbow expert feat. Isabella, does your go?
Just going to cautiously move 15 feet forward. That's it.
Even.
Steven will fire another firebolt.
Same guy?
Same guy.
That'll hit. He crumples to the floor.
That's my turn.
Sarub.
Move a little bit. Do some more yelling.
Do some more yelling. Hey, got one. Got one.
And that'll be it.
So it's this.
He will move up 15 feet slowly. He does have a clear shot on that guy, though, so he will.
I like the idea that your friends are like, yeah, we stand behind the enemies because that guy's got a fucking gun.
Yeah, you don't want to get domed on accident. I guess we're all fortunate that my critical fails jam my gun.
That guy's got a gun. Those will both hit. It is its turn. It will turn, firing to Vaughn at close range. 21 to hit, 7 points.
That will do it.
And a 9. That will miss. It is Vaughn's turn.
He will attack twice. To confirm.
Does not confirm.
Second attack. To confirm.
Oh no.
That will confirm. That will confirm. Next attack roll made against your advantage. Okay. I shall remember that if that comes to fruition.
What a turn.
What a turn.
You get used to it.
Had 4 years getting used to it.
It is Clavius's go. That will hit. And that will bring him down. The dwarven corpse splashes into the standing water. And as the song comes to an end, you are out of combat.
Did you say we're taking a break? I just put my headphones on.
No, I said we were
No,
out of
Oh,
combat.
okay. Got it. Sorry. Steven likes to do a perception check. Can we hear anything else? Either direction, but mainly coming towards us from the same direction they came.
Yeah, make a perception. Yeah, you only hear the sounds of the echoing of the bodies falling. But it sounds quiet otherwise.
What do we do now? Certainly not the welcome we would have hoped for. Michael's house is haunted.
Cooper has that
Or dog.
ability.
I'll tell you, Clavius is going to do something he's been wanting to do for a long time.
Attack the shadow.
He is going to kneel down and pretend to look at one of these dwarves, and he is going to closely inspect this hooded lantern that he's holding to see if there is anything out of the ordinary about this hooded lantern.
Off, is there anything?
You just see a glowing light emanating from seemingly nothing from within it. But otherwise, it looks like a normal hooded lantern.
More you know.
That's totally worth the 26 weeks I've been waiting for this opportunity.
Good job.
So, yeah. Isabel's soul is in this magic jar. He's going to go over and give it back to her.
Isabel will take it back. Thanks for holding on to it.
Thanks for letting me see, and I didn't think about it till now, but somehow wield it at the same time as my hammer? I didn't really think about that.
Maybe you hung it like on like one of the spikes of the shield or something.
You broke the whole combat. What the hell? No, it's fine. It's really fun.
Steven is going to say, well, we either have to go forward or maybe we rest, and y'all decide. It makes... You all right, Michael?
I'm upset about the lighting.
It's working.
It's working when it's on Isabel.
I'm just special.
Well, I certainly didn't mind it not working during that conversation.
I figured it out. I know what I've done.
Okay. Anyway, Steven is going to say, y'all can decide. But in the meantime, if we want to rest, Steven's going to ritually cast that. So Steven's starting to cast a ritual. Has basically said, I don't care what we do, but I'm going to start casting this. And I don't know if I can talk while I'm ritually casting something, but yeah, that's what I figured. So
full focus is on the ritual.
Yeah.
Isabel will treat Stephen's wounds, pulling out a crossbow bolt while he ritually casts.
Beautiful. Nice.
And same for Duval.
Dope.
Clavius is looking at these shields, yo. These like runt quality shields.
They're big ass shields for these dwarves. They have the seal of Mountainheart upon them. These big bronze-looking shields. And as they were like wielding them against you, they were kind of like linking together and overlapping, mechanically giving each other small bonuses. Big ass brown shields. They are pretty nice, and anyone that knows Mountainheart, knows the dwarves of Mountainheart, knows that a large portion of the Mountainheart army wields these and uses this phalanx tactic often. And that, this is a very small, contingent in comparison to the armies of Mountainheart, but even 4 of them were able to kind of gum up this hallway pretty decently. But yeah, the shields are nice, but you kind of get the sense that they work best when used in this kind of phalanx.
Well, they might prove we've been here, if nothing else. He takes a selfie beside the shield.
Isabel wants to give a closer look at that one that Val, she cast calm emotions.
Yeah. So while Stephen is casting, you can look him over. You can do a medicine check. Just want a more investigative one, not as cursory. So you see the wounds of the battle on him, but there isn't anything that would strike you as a killing blow. And when you get a better look at his head is where you see there is blood that is trickling from the orifices of his face. Small trickles at his nose, his ears, and his eyes. You would think that had something to do with his death.
So, eternal hemorrhaging.
Something of that nature.
Okay.
What else? Explorers.
Xerxes, are you going to be able to rest? Or sleep in here?
Xerxes is kind of he's like slumped a little bit, sitting down back to the wall, reloading his weapon while Saru is talking to him. I don't know how good of rest I'll get in a place like this. It doesn't feel right that we're here. I don't think we should be here.
Do you have a suggestion of how we go out?
I think the only way out is the way that we came. Maybe we can just swim quickly.
I think you and I both know that's not the way to go. It'll get better, though. Isabel was scared like you, and look what she did. She came over it. You'll be fine.
Scared? Who's scared? It's certainly not me.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Good night's rest will do you some good.
Isn't it like noon? Yeah.
Good afternoon nap, I don't know.
Just because we came down in the morning, so Steven was meta-wise, short rest, or at the very least time to hole up and regroup and replan.
At the end of the hallway, is it a door?
A large stone door before you. Looks similar to the one that you came through.
Cast Dispel Magic on it.
It was a good idea, Will.
After about 10 minutes or so, the hut is up. I need to label my little thing, but I don't know if it's still here anymore.
So, important context. I can, the hut can be whatever color that I want.
Yep.
So it's going to be jet black.
Great.
And Steven is going to encourage everyone to come in. And that way, if anyone comes investigating, they will see a dark hallway. But anyway, Steven's in the hut because he has to be in the hut.
Is this about whereabouts you want the hut? Because it can be wherever you want it to be.
Also, just in case it matters, it's a 10-foot radius, so it's going to
great.
take up the whole hallway.
Great.
Steven would probably put it right in front of the crossbow boys.
Great.
So, there. Perfect. So anyone who's looking is like, oh, nothing unusual here. Just the black hallway that's supposed to be here.
It is not invisible. So
I know that. So
you're aware, they would
I'm
see
very
a big black bubble.
But in a black hallway, you're going to see black on black.
Unless they have dark vision.
Oh, I know that. I know that, Michael. What else can I do?
I am just needing to be as clear.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Isn't dark vision grayscale?
Yeah, but
they'll see.
If they walk forward, like
I know they're going to see it.
You would see a form.
Yeah. Okay.
I just need to be as clear as I can be.
I know.
If you think that it would be invisible, and this is the thing that you are banking on doing.
Was counting on? Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to be. I just.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, I'm aware that this will not survive any more than cursory glances. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, Steven's in the hut.
Dispute.
Everyone else in the hut, what are they doing?
I don't know.
Saru was looking at the door, which does look but like the previous door. Big stone door. Double door.
I want to touch it, but I don't. But I do.
You can do whatever you want to do.
What do we get on a short rest?
Depends on your abilities. So you can use hit die
Yeah, you can
to
roll
get
hit die.
HP up. Steven will get some spell slots back. Just kind of depends.
Yeah, you did an arcane recovery this morning.
Nope.
If I recall.
Very, very intentionally.
Isabel does have a question for Stephen.
And don't roll hit dice yet. Just until we know that the short rest has been completed, because it is 1 hour that you guys would be staying here.
That's what we're doing. Is a short rest.
If that's what you're doing, you guys tell me. Your intent is to
We don't
stay
have
here.
to. I would. Yeah, we can.
I honestly thought it was 10 minutes, so we don't have to stay here an hour.
Yeah, so it'll be 1 hour if you guys want to stay here, doing a short rest. Right now, you're just talking, so that's fine. Feel free to chat it up.
Stephen, do you know anything that would cause someone to sort of spell or magical effect that would cause someone to begin bleeding on the inside? Imaging. On certain conditions being met.
I mean, do you want to check for that, Michael, or do you want Marshall just to spout his limited knowledge? You're muted.
I mean, you can do both. You can do either. If you know some stuff, then that's also fine.
I'm just gonna do a check because, I mean, I can guess. Marshall can guess, but I mean, Croft knows more than I do, so it's not like I'm telling him anything new.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know all of the wizard's spells.
Yeah.
See, there's some that do that.
Power word. There's power word kill. Dominate monster doesn't do that though. I don't think.
No, that you would know. Dominate monster can't hurt themselves.
Yeah. So
I don't know what kind of there. I'm sure there are plenty of spells like Phantasmal Killer would probably do things to your mind, psychic damage. Something that with that roll, I feel like, especially from Steven, I mean, you recall having an intense headache.
Oh yeah,
that time when you were in the tower.
Yeah.
And that was incredibly intense. You may also recall both Xerxes and Clavius having small nosebleeds after the Volmer fight. But as far as like specific spell effects, not really anything.
Yeah, clearly some demonic power that I haven't studied before. I remember, Xerxes and Clavius had a nosebleed, like it looked like that guy did, and the crystal ball in the tower hurt like hell. But it also didn't control my actions, so I don't know, it could just be the demonic force of Jubilex that you could be dealing with. I don't know.
Both at a loss then.
You didn't perhaps prepare Speak with Dead, did you?
No, I anticipating other things.
Yep, same.
Isabel's kind of thinking like, did she think like something went wrong with her spell? Maybe.
Roll a religion check.
Because she did have her mind messed with a little bit before that. Things aren't working correctly.
As far as you can tell, your spell worked as intended. Doesn't seem like that should have like been triggered by it.
Shouldn't have actually like done any damage or harmed them.
No.
Okay. Isabel's just going to think on it then.
Anyone else want to do anything? You guys intending to stay here for an hour?
Are Dvalin and Saru not in the hut?
Not yet.
Yeah, we're adamant that we hang out there, then we could do so.
Well, I'm not necessarily being adamant. Steven would just maybe suggest we come together to talk and then, make a plan. Like he is not, hell bent on doing the short rest if others don't want to. Just, met in game wise, Steven has to stay in the hut and it's a safe spot, if enemies come in. So that's the only reason he did it. So don't necessarily feel like he was passive aggressively like, oh, we're going to short rest now. So if that makes any difference for anybody.
I would like to ask Dvalin something if he's close by, but he's in the dark and I can't see. Because I lost the hooded lantern, the magical hooded lantern.
Will Flavor be close by?
Clavius wants to ask Dvalin, this is the first time they've had a chance to speak since the smiting began. And wants to say to him, Dvalin, you're a paladin. I've seen this before. I spent some time at Central briefly. You have holy energy emanating from your attacks. What god do those come from? If any.
I'm a what?
Where do you get your special powers when you hit people with your axe? The radiant energy, surely you feel it. When you make contact, it does extra damage. The bright light, the flashes. Where does that power come from?
No, not rightly sure. Sometimes I mutter some words, perhaps a curse when I hit something with it. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like I've got a bit of the extra hit in it, but you seem to be witnessing something more than I'm privy to.
That did not go where I was expecting or hoping. I'm going to crack that code, Michael. I'll figure out the dwarf that is Dvalin.
Crack that code, Michael. Crack that code, Nick. He's the one down there.
Oh, you guys are always in a league with each other. You're thick as thieves.
I'm in league with everybody, in one way or another.
Clavius will take out the symbol of Viscerus and show it to Dvalin and ask him if that means anything to him.
Make a religion check if you want. It is a skeletal hand, like a small. Might be familiar with Viscerus, one of the dust gods. But likely not One you interacted with too much. The Arcana and Death domain that god, known as the Stranger.
It was like a Scrubs reference.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're never babysitting Connor's kids.
But I wouldn't necessarily think you'd have too much knowledge of it. Other than that, not super followed by the dwarves.
Can you do anything else magical? Does anything else magical happen around you when you fight?
I mean, I've been a bit bashful, perhaps, when it comes to the things that I can do. I think sometimes when I'm really trying to get from one place to the next, I can kind of appear where I was looking 1 minute before. There's a couple other things, a few other things that I found that I can do in times of need.
Are you in the hut having this conversation?
He's pretty close by.
You mean you can just appear other places? Like teleport?
I'm not sure I've got that ability yet. I can hope, but at least in my experience, I can't move that far that fast. Seems to be more distantly controlled, perhaps.
And you can just do it like when you want to, or only like when there's danger? How do you know?
I think when I want. Done it a couple times around those fucking plants. Sometimes I get a little bit more batsy than I'd like to be around, so I kinda see a spot on the ground beyond them, and I appear there suddenly, and then I can smack them from behind. They don't like that, I can tell you. They don't like it when they hit from behind.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Not every dwarf in Mountainheart that I knew of ever had that ability.
Are we going to run into anybody you know here? Like friends, family?
I hope, if I remember what they look like. If you see anybody that looks like me, you might give me a heads up, eh?
How much does Dvalin look like the dwarves that are on the ground? Like if he put on that armor, could he pass?
Tall, this wide, no beard.
I mean,
Talk with an accent.
yeah, you could, if you put on the armor, maybe look like a dwarf wearing the armor. All dwarfs look the same. That's what I heard.
I just think there's probably only one of us that might be able to put on the armor and pull a fast one. Looks more like-
It is stormtrooper armor, so
Steven could tomorrow. Not today. So what do we think? Do we rest for a short rest? Do we go forward? Steven, meta-wise, is down to a first and a fourth, so he'd love to try and hold out for that hour so he can get some spells back. From there we could go further, or do we just, try and make a break back out the door and hope to swim fast? What do we think?
Well, really, you're down to just one spell slot plus a knock. So
yeah, that's why Steven first cast the hut, to give him a chance at the short rest.
Xerxes will ignore Steven's request there for a second and say, Isabel, are you also being told that it's a bad thing to be here right now?
Muted, Croft.
Realize that. Well, I don't think I need anyone to tell me that now. But yes, there's something there.
A voice. Does it sound like a voice? Or whispers?
at that moment you both hear the whispers a bit louder. And you feel as if someone or something is there.
Isabel looks over her shoulder. And then turns back to Xerxes. Yeah. Just like you said.
This may be more than senility then, on my part. But this is not the first time. It's felt like something is crawling within my mind. The same happened when we fought Balmer and I fell.
Clavius would interject that similar experience happened to him, although Will doesn't really understand I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know it was the same thing that happened to Xerxes.
When did you start hearing this voice? When we entered through the door?
Remind me, Michael, was it after I was paralyzed, or was it when we went through the door?
It started, when you were paralyzed.
Which was outside the door.
Mm-hmm. And Isabel the same. It happened when she was also paralyzed. But as a note, one was paralyzed by the first creature and one was paralyzed by the door. So it was like separated times.
Oh yeah, it wasn't just the beholder got them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would say that it started happening this instance when he was fighting the squiddy boy, Squidward.
Well, that certainly is concerning, but I must admit, obviously something strange is afoot. But I am confused why they would be telling us to leave. That we have in every way branded ourselves as these demons' enemy, and you would think that they might try and lure us in to finish us, but instead they tell us to go away.
You may have found the answer yourself then, Stephen. Everyone believes that they're the good guy of their own story. And if they're the opposite of what we're fighting, of course they would want us to go away.
Right, but if they're the opposite, wouldn't they just lure us in to kill us?
Unless they're afraid.
The hut is not concentration, if I remember right. So unless people are really wanting to leave right this second, Steven's going to say, well, can I cast a spell to see if I can learn more about this voice in your head?
By all means, Stephen, go ahead.
All right, then I'm casting the.
You're muted.
I just was going to say, I also dug through using the abridged guide to the burned, and I have the text of Clavius and Xerxes when they went under, if you want it.
Sure.
Because you were talking about it earlier. Flashes of bright light and foreboding darkness rush through your mind's eye. In the moments of light, you see forms, you see shapes, you see visions. An immense cavern illuminated with dim lights of purples, greens, and blues. A writhing, shapeless mass, submerged in a viscous fluid, pulsing within an unending cloudy sea. Thousands of humanoid shapes unmoving, bound, or tethered to the interior stone walls of an impossibly tall tower, obscured in darkness and mist, extending into oblivion. You hear sounds, otherworldly echoes, screams, growls, language. You no longer feel pain, nor fear, nor warmth, nor cold. You feel as if your mind is no longer your own, no longer under your control. You hear, no feel, the presence of others, thousands upon thousands of others, all thinking the same thing, hunger. And then it all vanishes and your vision blurs.
Steven's casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
You. Be another 10 minutes. Anything anyone else wants to do while he's doing that? Nada? Uh, 10 minutes past, Stephen. You get no other sense of magic other than the,
Normal ones.
all the magical shit that's on all your friends.
So nothing radiating off of Xerxes or Isabel.
Uh-uh.
And I think then that the fact that I can't detect magic is probably a good indicator that I cannot dispel it, especially when I imagine when I combine our knowledge with, how Stephen tried to dispel the magic on the dwarf. That, it looks like it kind of worked, but it didn't really achieve the way he was visualizing it.
Yeah, you feel like since there isn't any tangible magic that you're able to something happened before, but you're not really sure what it was, and then you don't know what you would focus on necessarily.
Okay. Well, are we okay finishing the short rest?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Same. I'm just sort of, Xerxes just thinking about all this.
Ceruz, you said you saw the stone door.
Yep, there's
At the end
another
of the
one at the
hallway.
end of the hallway.
Is it like the one we came in? Like, is there a scene?
It looks pretty similar.
Or is there like a keyhole?
I think it's just a seam. I didn't look at it very hard.
Isabel's gonna, during the short rest, she's gonna finish drinking the dwarven bottle of whiskey, and then just toss the empty bottle to the side.
Isabel's such a badass. Just getting wasted in a dark tunnel. Nothing scary about that. Anyone else doing anything over these possible next 45-ish minutes?
Can I search the bodies for like a key to a door then if we're going to move forward?
Yeah, you can go search the bodies. It's fine. Roll an investigation check. So going through them, they all have very similar armor. It's not quite plate, be considered scale mail. And then they carry the shields. They all have, 4 of them have the dwarven long spears. The others have the crossbows. And you're kind of going just through and kind of unbuckling some of the things, trying to go through, see if there's any thing under them or anything like that. And there is nothing else on these people. There is just the armor, the underclothes directly under the armor, and the weapons and ammunition. But other than that, they are completely clean of anything unique. They have no coins. They have no keys. Rings or anything like that.
That would be too easy.
Yeah, dwarves often, have just things in their beard and all this stuff. They're just pretty devoid of anything. Nada.
Cool.
What do we think? Do we go forward or do we turn back?
I would prefer not to go back. Not that way.
Okay, then.
Going forward is the only option.
Having thought about it, in the heat of the moment, it seemed like not so much a suggestion, but a demand to leave. But if this is some otherworldly force trying to intimidate us out of here, I will steel myself against it and move on. Our mission was Mountainheart, so here we are.
Yeah, and besides, when do you let other people tell you what to do?
Precisely, Saru, precisely.
Xerxes, make a charisma saving throw.
That's not good. Where'd my sheet go?
The whispers pick up a bit. As you say those words, you almost feel your mind attempt to overcome to throw out this intruder. As you say, you're steeling yourself against it, but then these whispers just kind of overcome you, and again you are getting this overwhelming sense that you are not welcome.
Would you say, enough to immediately say, on second thought?
I mean, it's not commanding you, it's not dominating you. There's just this part of you that just like it's like an emotional response, and these whispers are just in your brain. But there's also a part of you that realizes that you might be able to mentally overcome this by focusing on it and attempting to force this out. It might just take focusing on it.
But meta-wise, like not the second.
Meta-wise, at this point, now that you've realized you can, if you tell me you want to focus on overcoming it, because you can literally do it every 6 seconds, you can do so. I'm not going to make you roll charisma saves. But if you want to like try to steel yourself against it, you can. You just have to now that you've kind of come to this conclusion, now you can let me know if that's what you would like to do.
That is what I would like to do.
Beautiful. As you are kind of steeling yourself against it and focusing yourself, this small bead of blood trickles down your nose, and you take 8 points of psychic damage, and the whispers stop.
He kind of like winces and wipes the blood from his nose. I believe that my sheer will may have stopped the whispers. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm having some kind of physical response to all of this that's eerily similar to what happened with Isabel's spell. Fortunately, I'm not bleeding from my ears or my eyes. But, Isabel, you may want to focus on driving the intruder out and be prepared to bleed.
Focus? I guess I could try. What did you exactly do? Just tell it to go?
Be gone.
You need to steel yourself against the voices. Remind yourself that they're not real and that they're only trying to manipulate you. Focus all your energy, just like you're focusing on one of your spells. Remind yourself over and over that these are nothing but lies.
We'll take a deep breath and turn inward and try to do as Xerxes says. But she is slightly hesitant about other things in there.
Feel free to make a
Tell me.
charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Just see what happens on your first go. Immediately, you are able to steel yourself against the voices, and you too get a lovely moustache of blood. Taking 7 points of damage is a small trickle. Just a dot of blood runs down your
More damage I took in both those fights.
as you also kind of toss this intruder out of your skull, and the whispers cease.
I think it's gone. She wipes the blood away. Thank you, Xerxes.
Found that sometimes the best solution is just to blindly stumble forward.
At that moment, you start to hear the echoes of muffled but rhythmic steel on shields.
Come. Come. Come.
Very muffled, as it seems to be coming on this map to the west. But you can distinctly hear it, and you distinctly know what it is, as you've encountered it once before.
What can damage this hut?
Nothing.
So if we just stand on the other side of it, if it's exactly as wide as the hall, something's going to have to fly over it to get to us.
Yeah, or you can stand in the hut and nothing
Dispel
can
it.
get to you. Nothing can dispel it, I don't believe.
I believe it can be dispelled, just as a reference. It's just a magical effect.
I was reading spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome. So
Correct.
yeah, if
Yeah.
they dispel it, yes, it will be gone, but that's the only thing they can do.
Also wait 8 hours.
That. I don't think that's on the table for any of us.
Can like you keep casting them every 10 minutes and just like build blocks of them? Or can there only be one at
So
a time?
Steven has to be inside of it.
Yeah.
Steven is the one person who cannot leave the hut. Everyone else can pass through if they please, like if he allows them to. But Steven has to be inside. He has to stay in the tent to keep the tent alive. The minute, if he would walk out, it would just vanish.
We heard a noise. Might as well go to the door.
Why would we do that?
Because that's the way moving forward.
How long has it been, Michael?
About 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's wait and listen for a little while.
I will say, and I'm sure that Dvalin would agree with me, the last thing that we want to do is attempt to face down the entire Mountainheart army. Let's pray that these that come for us are not afflicted as the ones that we dealt with before.
It seems likely they might be, considering their arrival immediately follows you and Isabel, casting out whatever hold the demons have on you.
He'll nod at the thought. Like, yeah, possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to go to the door, you can, sir. But I don't see why we would hurry over there, especially when we're close to the end of the benefits of a short rest.
I mean, we don't have to be in that hut to have a short rest. So,
No, but if they open the door before the short rest ends, then there's no shot at it.
what do you think, Dwal? Do you think we see if we can't push that door open? I'm assuming you're where you're at, right?
I guess. I mean, I don't want to meta myself out of the short rest. There doesn't seem to be any reason why we would ever want to avoid doing that.
All right, Michael, fast forward 15 minutes.
All things considered, it would make more sense to just kind of hang out behind this impenetrable magical wall and gain whatever perks we can within it. Other than not.
Because, like, option A, it's the same people, still mind controlled, or maybe they are just plain enemies. They're going to be down to fight. So, it's going to be the same thing all over. What's that?
I know what you're saying. It's just, let's do it.
Okay, Rosscroft.
Dead.
Nosebleed got real bad.
6 more dwarves are coming. My connection's getting choppy too.
If that's the case, I'm putting Connor on the phone immediately, and all of a sudden, Anna's about to reappear.
Can wizards or clerics? Do you guys get to prepare different spells during short rest, or does that takes a long rest?
Long rest for the wizard.
Or cleric as well.
Yeah. So, okay. I know in-game wise, it wouldn't make much sense. If we wanted to, we could try and make a break for it and, go back to the Dragon's Cave, take a long rest, because I guarantee you Steven would prepare a bunch of different spells now, having, glimpsed a little bit of what we've seen. But who's to say their defenses wouldn't be different? And, like, we all seem pretty rightfully terrified of the Beholder, so...
Anything happened in the last 2 minutes? I lost connection.
No.
Okay.
No.
We're just kind of we're metagaming a little bit.
We're a little paused. We're paused right now.
So how about we leave the hut up? We go on the dwarven side of it. If they show up and they're aggressive, we just move through it because Steven lets us.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're friendly, we can talk to them.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, we'd still have to figure out a way to get Steven out of there. But, like, maybe you'd have spell slots to, like, while you're in the hut, fly. So, like, as soon as it drops, you could outpace them.
At the worst, we found the best XP farm yet.
Possibly.
The loot cave.
Yeah, so I mean, to set the scene, and I think since it's 10:20. We might not go much further tonight. You're in this long tunnel. Currently, Steven's tiny hut, which is a round hemisphere, like an igloo, is taking up most of it. It is impenetrable to get into. It is not impenetrable to go around. Like, people could go around the outside of it, or possibly over the top. You guys can pass through it either way. And there are the sounds of what you can only imagine are spears on shields, muffled, coming from the west. And over the past just few minutes, they seem to have grown in volume.
The door behind us is shut or still open?
The door behind you is still open. And you can probably faintly see the like 4 white orbs that had been there before, just kind of sitting there.
And even though we've come out of the water, we still have water breathing for 24 hours. We could go like in and out.
We can't, unless we get hit by anti-magic ray again, we will not lose that. That's the only way we can lose it, because it's not a concentration thing. It's nothing else. We have that for 18 more hours, 20 more hours.
At least,
Yeah.
And so you can short rest. If you complete a short rest within the hut, you won't be able to long rest until later, because it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. So this just feels like one of those moments where strategy is important, and also having everyone on the same page is important, because I don't want one person thinking, oh, the hut is like an impenetrable wall that nobody would be able to get through, because it's not. Like, everybody just needs to be on the same page of like, so their expectations match what's actually happening.
So, good clarification. It's impenetrable to get into.
yes,
Unless someone spells
hours.
it, which
Exactly.
we haven't seen that. Could happen.
Yeah.
But
I think Will's plan makes the most sense. Like, he outlined it well.
Yeah. Then if they're
so
bad,
so
then you
the
go
dwarves
in.
beyond. So everyone but Steven on the western side, facing the noise. They're bad. Y'all come into the hut and we hold out or just run. Or if they're good, then we try some diplomacy.
Yeah, we just have to see how many there are. If there's 6 more, we can go, we can go ham. If there's 50 dwarves coming down, that's going to change it a little bit.
If that's the
Change the
case,
landscape.
I think, Isabel, you should cast light on like a coin or something and throw it by the door or something. So that way, we can see and have a little bit more distance between us versus, all of a sudden they're right up on us. And because like Michael pointed out, they could try and climb over the sides. Not sure how easy it would be for them, but certainly it's possible, and then we could be surrounded, and that's other problems.
That makes sense.
Why don't we just go open the door?
Because I'm the only one who can, and I have 2 spell slots left. It's a 4 and a 1.
We have not even tried to touch the door. Maybe we can just push this one open.
It's true. Absolutely right.
Does it sound like the sounds are like just on the other side of the door?
Hard to tell from your current position. I mean, it sounds like it's coming from that direction, and it's muffled, and it is getting louder, but it's nowhere near as loud as it was when they were, in this room with you.
I imagine if they were to open the door, it would be very clear sound change.
Did we finish our short rest?
You have not yet.
Okay. I just realized I had this thing on here. I'm going to convert Channel Divinity to a spell slot.
Nice. That's cool. Cool ability.
Maybe finish our short rest.
What's up?
Yeah, I think Will's plan is the correct one. Unless Saru or someone else really wants to try opening the door, I think those
I would
who
as
want
soon
to.
as the short rest is up, though.
Okay, then yeah. So it sounds like those who want to be will be on the western side of the hut, and
I don't see why we're wanting to go back into the ocean when we're already here.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, Bartlett. I just know we spent everything and then some just getting to this point. So if it's any more than 6 guys, it's just a survival choice, I think. Or, popping the prison sphere and going down that rabbit hole. Because that...
Right, which is... We should check it out first, not just wait for them to come to us.
And we don't
That's what I'm
know
thinking.
if they're close if we don't pull them in with us, right? To the sphere? Like, I'm sure they...
Barlow was
with
just
us.
talking about
It's not
checking out the door, I think, instead of the sphere. And yeah, correct, Will. We could pull them in with us.
I think the easy solution then is just to have everyone chill in the hut. Saru can go touch the door. If it opens, cool. If it doesn't, we'll just wait to see what comes through the door. See?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was Spanish. Yes?
Yeah, well, we can sit
knew.
here for another 20 minutes and debate it.
I would rather debate it for 20 more, to be honest. Touch the door, Bartlett. Touch the door.
Isabel, will you do your light thing so, we can see?
Yeah, she'll grab something, maybe a rock in this.
Touch Saru. Have him be the light.
I'll touch something.
He is already the light, if we're being honest.
I'll throw you a coin or something.
Grab a little light
I'll
here.
touch it. There'll be light on it, and I'll throw it right back.
Bazanga.
Ready.
Now there's a light over there, hopefully.
There is.
So now the door is illuminated with a coin. Or something, a rock. Glowing over there. And is Saru going over there, or?
Is our short rest done?
No, you guys still have about 15 minutes.
It was the longest short rest ever.
Well, there was just a lot of out of game talking.
I think it's been an hour of us talking.
Yeah.
Can we fast forward to the
So
short
it's-
rest?
Okay.
Yeah,
Bartlett, yeah.
I'm down with that. You do not finish your short rest before the doors begin to open. The rolls are what the rolls are. And with the illumination, you do see some shapes. You see first 4 figures, dwarven, very much like you saw before, banging the shield against their long spears, walking down in the same kind of way the previous ones did, as they are greeted with whatever this strange hut is a little ways down. And they just kind of start stepping down the hall, much like they did before. What is more alarming is the orb floating behind them. It looks very horrifying in the light, and reminiscent of the previous doorway. This is a large circular orb of pinkish and reddish color. It almost looks like skin, some kind of like slick surface. The light that's kind of glowing up on it, it just looks kind of wet and slick. On top of it are all of these tendrils, not very much unlike what you witnessed with that creature that was swimming. These tendrils that are just kind of snaking all over the place. At the end of these tendrils are these white orbs, these eyes, but there is no iris, just these white orbs. In the center of this creature is a larger white orb. Around the edges of it is a much darker red. It almost looks infected or something. And this white orb that's in the center of the creature is also looks to be an eye, but looks more like a milky blind eye, if you will. There's no iris. And then hanging below this creature are 4 more tendrils that are just kind of like hanging, and these are thicker, purplish. The creature looks like this, and it is floating about 10 feet above, and this is a large creature about 10 feet across, and it is just floating behind these 4 dwarven sentinels that are just banging on their shields. And that is where we will end our session.